Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Dove Hammer here, and I'm back at you with another blues harmonica tutorial. It's been a while since I did one of these, so I'm glad you're back here watching me, and I hope you learned something from this one today. What I want to talk about today is tongue blocking. What is tongue blocking? Well, tongue blocking is a kind of an embouchure. What is embouchure? Embouchure is a French word that is used to it means the position of your mouth. Harmonica players can play in several different embouchures. What it means is, what system am I using to isolate a single note from the harmonica? How do I play a single note? I can play a single note. Well, there's a few different ways. The two main ones that people use are puckering, which means, like it sounds, putting your lips forward in a sort of kissing motion and creating a little opening there that is just the right size to isolate one single note. And the other way is called tongue blocking. What is tongue blocking? Tongue blocking means that I'm keeping my mouth open a little wider. And let's say, for example, if I want to play hole number 4, I'm going to cover with my mouth. I'm going to have my mouth open to cover holes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to play out of one side of my mouth hole number 4, while my tongue keeps the other 4 covered. Air's coming out of that side, while my tongue is blocking the other holes, making sure no air goes through them so they don't sound. Now, you might ask, why would you want to do something like that? If you want to play one hole, play one hole. Why are you bothering to put the other 3 in your mouth and block them? Which is the way I thought when I was a beginning harmonica player. I learned to pucker, and every time I heard about tongue blocking, I said, what's it good for? It sounds like a waste of energy and just looked kind of clumsy to me. But after a while, I understood that tongue blocking was a really big part, a main component in the sound of many of the blues harmonica players I like to hear. James Cotton, Little Walter, for example. They were tongue blocking, and a lot of the great sound that I loved coming out of their harmonica was because they were tongue blocking. So I set my mind to it, and I learned to play that way, and now I play mostly. Sometimes I'll go back to puckering for certain things, but I mostly play tongue blocking. Sometimes you'll hear harmonica players arguing about which way is better. There are some harmonica players that use both. Each has its advantages and disadvantages. But if I had to say what the main advantages of tongue blocking is, well, here's a few. One of them is that it makes you keep your jaw open wider because you're putting your tongue out, and when your jaw is dropped lower, you have more resonance coming out of your mouth cavity. It gives you a bigger sound, nicer tone. That's one thing I really love about it. Another thing is that you can do what's called tongue slapping. Tongue slapping means that instead of just keeping my tongue here covering these, I lift it up for a quick millisecond and slap it right back down so that you don't actually hear those other notes ringing, but you hear a sort of percussive thing because they ring for such a short time. And a lot of really cool blues rhythmic stuff is done like that. Okay, so that's really cool, and I really love doing that. And the third thing is what I'm going to start off with today. I think that tongue blocking is a big subject. There's a lot to be said on it, so I may do more than one video on the subject. But I'm going to start off with octaves. Octaves is actually the reason I started tongue blocking, because I wanted to get the octaves. And then once I learned to put my tongue on the harmonica, I realized there was other things I could do with it too. So it was kind of fun to work with. What is an octave? An octave is a musical interval. Octave means it means 8-note interval. So it means from a low C to a higher C, or from D to a higher D, or E to a higher D. Here I got my C harmonica here. So if I blow hole 1, that's the note C. If I blow hole 4, it's the note C also, right? But there's a lower C and a higher C. Now, if I blow the two of them together, it's very cool. It gives it sounds big and fat because it's the same note only twice with the highs and the lows and everything. So that's kind of cool to do. Now, how can I do this? Well, because they're both blow notes, I just need to blow on holes 1 through 4. Now, if I blow holes 1 through 4, I'm going to hear 2 and 3, and they're not the same note. It'll sound like that. So if I want to hear holes 1 and 4, but I don't want to hear holes 2 and 3, what do? I'll put my tongue down and I'll block 2 and 3 with my tongue so that the air doesn't go in there. Only 1 and 4 will sound. Okay, that's a little weird at first to get used to, but once you start doing it, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to demonstrate here with this really cool little teaching helper that my friend David Kachlon from Chicago was a great harmonica player and a great harmonica teacher. Should definitely study with David Kachlon. He gave me this little thing because one of the problems with teaching harmonica is that it's not very visual. Everything happens inside the mouth, so I can describe what I'm doing, but it's very hard to show what I'm doing. But in this case, if you see these holes here are the holes of the harmonica, if I put my mouth over holes 1 through 4, and then I put my tongue down on 2 and 3, you can see there that those holes are open. And 2 and 3 are covered. Enough close-ups of my mouth. So that's how you do it. You keep your jaw dropped, and you put your tongue right on the harmonica, and make sure that you're hearing that low note, hole number 1. How do you know if you're actually getting an octave? How do you know if you're actually getting 4 holes in your mouth or only 3? Well, if I was only doing 3, sounds different, right? An octave, because it's the same note twice, only low and high, if you move into an octave, it sounds all of a sudden like it comes into focus. Hear how it sounds like really focused? Instead of just like different notes, here it's one note. Also, start by playing those notes singly. 1, 4. Then you know what you're looking for. You want to hear both of them. It's hard to get them both at first, but make sure that you hear the low one, and then you hear the high one over it. Start by practicing on holes 1 and 4, because those you can do drawing and blowing. Here's the trick. When you go up the harmonica, it gets different. In the blow direction, you can go all the way up the harmonica with that interval. Get octaves all the way up. Drawing is different. 1 and 4 is the same, but 2 is already different. There's no higher octave for 2 draw. So I can do 2 and 5 or 2 and 6 and get some kind of harmony, but it's not an octave. But then from 3 on, I could do 3 and 7, 4 and 8, 5 and 9, 6 and 10. Those will give me octaves, but it's a bigger interval. It means covering 5 holes with my mouth and putting my tongue over 3 of them, which means if I'm going to go up the scale, blowing is going to be covering 4, drawing covering 5, and then so I'm opening and closing my mouth a little bit when I do this. A little bit hard to do, but once you practice it, you'll start getting it. So start just blowing and drawing on 1 and 4 till you get used to it, until you're sure that you're hearing the same note, both high and low. It's really fun to use that, in the middle of a solo, in the middle of something, just to fatten things up, to get a bigger sound all of a sudden. For example, Taj Mahal uses them a lot. For example, on his intro to Leaving Trunk, he uses an E-flat harmonica on that song. What was I playing there? I was playing the octaves on hole 1-4 draw, 2-5 blow, and 3-6 blow. So on the next video, I'm going to continue with tongue blocking, and I'm going to show you some more other things that you could use your tongue blocking for to get other different cool effects on the harmonica with. To the point where you might decide that you just want to play tongue blocking all the time, which I do, and a lot of harmonica players do, because it's you can do all this stuff without thinking about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it. If it was helpful to you, if you liked it, mash down on that like button down there. And if you want to hear more harmonica lessons or some of my original songs or live shows that I've done, subscribe to my YouTube channel. A lot of cool things on there. And if you have any questions about this video or about anything else that has to do with blues harmonica, write your questions in the comment section down below. I will make sure to answer each and every question and comment that you put down there. And thanks for watching. See you next time.